Hey guys, in this video I thought I would talk about 5 different kinds of foreigners that come out to the Philippines. Stick around. Maya and I are just hanging out here at the pool, having our morning coffee, and good coffee, by the way. So I was thinking about this the other day, and some of the foreigners that I've been meeting lately. not actually, believe it or not, most of my viewers are actually really, really good. It's actually some of the other people I've met. So I'm going to break it down into 5 categories, and then if Maya wants to put anything in, she can, or she can just have her coffee. It's up to her. But the first kind I call are the complainers. And the complainers are the foreigner who, the entire time that they live here, they're either in Facebook groups complaining about the Philippines, like in expat groups, or they're at the bar drinking, complaining, and they complain about this and they complain about that, and they compare everything. Everywhere you go, every place you go. Well, in Australia we do it like this, in America we do it like this, and so that would be my first category. You get those people who just, now I get that it's normal to compare, when you're new here, you're just kind of in awe of different things, and you're like, wow, this is just so different than America. And it would be probably pretty normal for a Filipino to go to another country, and in fact, when I take Maya to Malaysia, I bet she says a few times, oh wow, this is so different. In the Philippines we do it like this. It's just kind of normal. But when you've lived here for years and you're still like, well, if this was America, we wouldn't do it like this, it'd be like this. At some point you just kind of have to let go, accept the culture, and just kind of move on, or you're just going to be frustrated. I mean, I don't get, after several years of living here and comparing everything, why are you still here? Why do you even want to be here if everything just sucks so bad? And I'll even get that in my vlog sometimes. It's like I'll get all these comments, Philippines is horrible, I would never live there, or whatever. It's like, why are you watching a Philippines vlog? That doesn't make a lot of sense either. But so that's my first category of people. The second category are the bored people, and they have nothing going on. And this in turn turns into gossiping like a bunch of little girls. And this type of foreigner is, they come here in retirement. Some of them come real early. Maybe they're retired military, disabled, or what have you, or maybe they're just rich, who knows. But they are bored. They have nothing going on. They do nothing. They sit at home. Maybe they go to the coffee shop every morning. In fact, sometimes I see some of the same people. They're just at the coffee shop every day. Every day they're literally there. I have to admit, I used to go to the coffee shop every day, but it was because I actually enjoyed coffee and the ambiance, and I would read, not because I was bored, But you have to find things to do. Even in a foreign country, you'll go crazy if you just sit around doing nothing. And you get these people and they do absolutely nothing, and they end up gossiping like little girls. In fact, they're people make fun of the Filipinos, saying that they gossip a lot. And, gossip is a national pastime, and they call it chismes. Gossip, yeah. Chica, but it's actually, some of the foreigners are worse than the foreigners are quite often worse than the Filipinos with the gossip and stuff. So I kind of put them, yeah, they are, and I put them all into that one category because I think that they're just bored. They don't do anything with their lives. They just sit around. They've got nothing going on. And I suppose I would add in the trolls and stuff too. They're kind of the same type of people. Trolls are usually people who probably are still in the United States or Australia or wherever, and they probably will never get here, and it's probably just jealous and envy. I kind of put them all in that same category too. The third type are the guys who come out here and they look at the Philippines as like a playground. They really have no intention of probably ever settling here, but they live here. You know, they'll live here a couple of years perhaps, but they're just here to play around, you know, be with as many women as possible, date as much as possible, but they don't really have any long-term plans of staying. And most of these guys I see end up leaving. The guys who don't ever really settle down with any girl, they just end up leaving after a couple of years. They go off to Vietnam or Thailand, and then they rotate back through again, but that's kind of the third category. They just see them dating and dating and dating and dating and dating and dating. Never see them in a relationship, and they're at the... Usually you can put some of these categories all together. You know, sometimes they all kind of intermingle in these categories. Boredom, drinkers, gossipers, they all sometimes are put together. I mean, Maya and I know people, and we won't give names, but we know people who just gossip, and they complain about how things are so different here, and some people again, and if you're really bored, you know, you're gonna have issues here. I think that's what it comes from, is people who are so bored they have nothing better to do, sit at home all day. And
well, if you don't have interest in adventures, beach, dating, so I think Philippines is not for you.
right. So
You should be in Manila, I guess. Where there's lots of restaurants and bars.
right. Exactly. If that's what you want, the dating and stuff, you really got to just be in a big city here, Cebu, Manila. Being in a small little city is just not the place for you. Another thing you see is, another category is, you see a lot of alcoholics here, believe it or not, and with addictions and even mental issues. And I suppose those are two separate categories, but you do see a lot of guys who probably were alcoholics before, and then they come here, and it's even better for them because, God, you can buy beer super cheap. You can buy a bottle of Tanduay rum for 65 pesos. By the way, the peso is now exchanging at 58.80 to the US dollar. So my rent is getting cheaper while we talk. But yeah, you see them. They're literally on the boulevard here in Dumaguete, or you see them in Cebu. You'll see them at the same bars and the same clubs. And here in Dumaguete, you'd see them, the same foreigners go to the Why Not all the time, or hanging out at Bogarts on the boulevard, or places like that. So, and then the last one, honestly, is a lot of people come here with, I hate to say this, and I'm not saying there's a large majority, but a small majority, but actually have some mental issues going on. They really do. There's some people that just are not, you know, I don't even know how to say it exactly, but they probably shouldn't be here. You know, they just have some issues that they probably should be on some kind of medication, maybe getting some therapy. I don't know, but you run into some of those, and you know, they really should be getting help in their own home country. But yeah, just a video. I've done a video like this before. I did a video saying expats beware, or something like that, and basically I warn people that you probably will never have any problems with Filipinos, honestly. the only time you'll have any problems with anybody is probably other foreigners. And sadly, but it's true. Even though they're your own fellow countrymen, perhaps doesn't make a difference. The problems usually end up with other foreigners, and it's just sad to say, but that's the case. So almost the best of both worlds. That's one thing I probably really didn't like about Dumaguete is that there's so many foreigners, and I prefer to be in a city where there's not so many foreigners and people are judging me based on my own behavior and the way I act individually, instead of maybe like here in Dumaguete, they're kind of lumping me all into the category with all these other foreigners, maybe the way they act, guilt by association type thing. But on the flip side, because all the foreigners, you get all these type of amenities like this, this pool here and everything, and these apartments. Typically in some small little province town, I wouldn't be able to find this, nor would I be able to find all the restaurants or the specialty grocery store that's here. If there wasn't a lot of foreigners around, then I wouldn't have that stuff. So it's kind of like, you got to make that choice. Do you want all these things, or would you rather go live in the province away from all the foreigners? And for me, I've made a decision that this is a better area for me. I just I try to live on the outskirts of Dumaguete, away from a lot of the other foreigners and stuff. Now, that's not to say that I don't enjoy meeting people. I still enjoy people to message me and say, hey, I'm here, would you like to meet up for a coffee? I still enjoy that a lot. I'm just talking about some of the experiences that I've had, and Maya has had these experiences too, with even foreigners, where you complaining and gossiping and just
oh my god,
yeah.
tell me about it.
But Maya's experienced it as well, so
Have you experienced this with a foreigner complaining? When there's this one time that I went to the grocery store, and then there's this foreigner. He's older foreigner, I think he's American. That was during pandemic, and the protocol is the security will check your temperature. You need to write your name,
right? I remember
all this stuff, and wear your mask. And he was like,
refused to do it.
Yes, refusing to do it and cursing the security guard, like, fuck you, I don't wanna write my name. Why would I do that?
Right.
Blah blah blah.
So
I went inside, and then I was doing my thing, and he was there complaining too, again, to the
complaining everywhere.
Yeah, he's complaining. It's like, in the US it's not like this, you do things here differently, blah blah blah.
Right.
I thought to myself, well, if your country is so great, why are you here?
Right, exactly.
Why are you in this very poor country?
And you get that a lot, so it doesn't mean you can't compare things. It's just natural to compare things, but to complain your entire existence here is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, if you are having a bad day, don't inflict it to other people. If you have because these workers have very low salary, and it's not their fault that
they're
things
just following.
are different. Things are worse for you. Deal it with yourself.
They have their own rules that they have to follow from their management or whatever, and you yelling at them they're making 400 pesos per day, and some asshole is taking it out on them. It's not too fair.
If you can't say anything good,
anything
nice, just keep your mouth shut.
So anyway, we'll end it on that note. Maya's, if you don't have anything to say, keep your mouth shut.
Yes.
All right, guys. Appreciate watching. We're going to enjoy our coffee here at the pool. See ya.
let's take it real soon.